Hey everybody, welcome to Hilton's Place where I tell it to you straight, I tell it to your face, and I don't articulate. Uh, like I said, we had a rough week, and I've been paying attention to a whole lot of shit that's been going on. And I tell you, I think about, you know, I always think about, like, you know, why this country always seem like we always have a hard time getting everything straight. I mean, you know, we sat up there, people over the last year lost a lot of jobs and stuff like that, and, you know, ended up being home, losing their homes, their jobs, their cars and stuff like that. If they wasn't losing that, they lost their lives, either from COVID or some son of a bitch shot them down or killed them or some shit. And I had to think to myself, I said, it's funny why in the fuck we always going through this shit. And when you look at it, you know, we can't get straight. We always have a hard time getting straight because you got too many stupid motherfuckers walking around. And I know a lot of people gonna give me shit about that. I don't really give a fuck because it's the truth. We done had so many stupid motherfuckers walking around doing stupid shit. That makes it harder for us to even, get back on track. And these stupid motherfuckers are always listening to some privileged fucking brat who never worked a fucking day in their life, who had a silver spoon in their fucking mouth. And that's the worst thing, because these motherfuckers never worked a day in their life, but they're always telling you about, oh, how bad everybody else is. Now, this one thing I'll say, and I'm going to say it just like this. Now, people think white supremacy just hurts, you know, just hurts black people and people of color. But the truth is, it hurts everybody. I don't care what color you is. I don't care uh, if you're middle class or poor. It ends up hurting you because why? It's something that's played against people stupid enough who will sit up there and fall for any bullshit that's out there. It's just like how people vote against their best interests. They vote against these programs because they hate other people so damn much that they vote against their best interests. You know, it kills me because then you got these people who sit up there and they feel like they're entitled to every goddamn thing and nobody's entitled to nothing. It's like you see some of these people. Oh, it's a black or a Latino man riding around in a nice car, in a nice neighborhood, in a nice house. Well, they must be doing something wrong to get that. They don't deserve that. Why do they have that? And I don't have it. And see, it's that bullshit right there that causes a lot of fucking problems. It's that bullshit right there. Because when you got somebody that sees you as less than they are, then that's where the biggest problem is. And they'll sit up there and they'll vote against, anything because they want to stay up in power. They don't want to lose power because they're afraid that, they're afraid of losing power. They're afraid of everything. I always said, there's one thing in the world. I said, I don't want to be rich. I was scared of being rich. People say, they ask me, they say, Hilton, why are you scared of being rich? I said, you know what? Because rich people are scared of every goddamn thing. They scared of everything. They scared, they scared when somebody gets something. They want every goddamn thing, which they got every goddamn thing and they want more. They can have all the shit in the world. They still want more. They want to own what they want to have what they have and have what you have. And that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? That's some fucked up shit. When you really think about it, I mean, I feel good when somebody get their own shit. Be honest with you, I feel good. Because that make me feel better. That's one less person that you have to worry about being out there on the street and not having what they need and shit like that. That's one less fucking person. So, I mean, that's why when it comes to that, I have no problem. Like me, I could see somebody get something and I'm happy for them. I don't, you know, and then I see somebody living their life or doing something. I don't think I'm better than them. You know, and then you got these people who love to call the fucking cops on people. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, you just going on about your daily life and somebody just calls the cops on you. Or what are you doing in this neighborhood? Or what are you doing over here? You could just be sitting on your porch. What the fuck are you doing on your porch? Why are you sitting on your porch? Do you even own this house? Do you own this car? Is this your car? I don't believe this your car. I don't believe this. You shouldn't be doing this. You know what? You don't live in this building. You can't possibly live in this building. Show me where you live. You know, shit like that. And it's like, wow, okay, you know, you're sitting up here, why can't I live in this building? Well, you just cannot. Look at you. You can't live in this building. Then when you tell them, oh, well, you tell them, well, you racist. That's racist. That's bigoted. Oh, I'm racist because, no, I'm just telling the truth. I just want to know because I live here. When you look at this Army Staff Sergeant, right? This motherfucker, he sat over here and he bullied a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be one of them, a drill instructor and shit. Now he bullied a kid. And see, always, it seems like these motherfuckers always go after people who they feel are safe to go after. They always, you know, these Karens and shit, they always go after the people that they feel safe to go after. You know, that they feel like, and they'll use the police. If they don't feel safe enough, they'll use the police to go after you. And it's just because you're living your daily life. You know, and it's sad. When you look at police brutality, who face a lot more brutality? Black and brown people. It's the truth. Why? Because guess what? It could be something minor, okay? And you don't even have to do nothing. It was a brother sitting up there. He just threw out his fucking trash. Now, this happened in California. He just threw out his fucking trash. He walking back around to the corner. He didn't even know the police coming. He ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. The lady called the police, you know, which was a white lady, called the police on her white husband or ex-husband, white ex-husband that wasn't supposed to be there. Now, the two cops that came up on this brother, they didn't even know who the fuck they was looking for. They seen a black man walking down the fucking street. That must be him. Are you fucking serious? I'm like, okay. Now, for one, I'm going to dissect this shit in the first beginning. Because I'm going to say it just like this. Okay. Now, this is my mindset. This is what I'm fucking thinking, right? Okay. Don't you think if a motherfucker was really guilty, they would have been come walking up around there? If they done did something and they know, they don't even know, okay, you know what? She, you know, if they did something, oh, she gonna call the police. Because I'm pretty sure people will say, I'm gonna call the fucking police. And they gonna call the goddamn cops. Okay? If brother had anything to do with it, he wouldn't be nowhere around there. Y'all would be looking for his ass. I guarantee you that shit. And I'm not saying, it was because he black. No, I'm saying anybody that does some shit and they know the fucking cops is coming, they gonna get the fuck out of there. If they feel like they gonna end up in goddamn handcuffs, they gonna get the fuck out of there. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now, anyway, so they cuffed this black dude. Wouldn't even tell him what the fuck they handcuffing him around. Turn around, we're handcuffing you. We're detaining you. What for? We don't know. We looking for somebody. Well, who you looking for? We don't know who we're looking for. And it's like, okay, seriously? You don't know who the fuck you looking for? I'm pretty sure the woman called and gave y'all fucking description saying that, hey, you know, this is my ex-husband. I done called on him before and all this other shit. Y'all probably got his information, his fucking description. The fucking dispatcher could send you his shit because y'all got computers in the fucking cars now. And see, when people want to say, why do black people always talking about the police, defund the police and all this other shit? Why we get upset? Why we always angry and we're yelling Black Lives Matter? It's because, goddamn it, we get sick and fucking tired of when we trying to live our goddamn lives. Some motherfucker wants to come over there and feel like they got the right to fuck with us just because. I mean, you get tired of that shit. It's just like the whole thing that happened with George Floyd. Okay. What was a misdemeanor? He ended up in handcuffs on the ground with three cops kneeling on him, one kneeling on his neck, and one just standing by looking at everybody. He ended up dead. Handcuffed on the ground, dead, with somebody kneeling on his neck. For what? A $20 fucking bill. Which in hindsight was a misdemeanor. Why would you even have to get rough with him? You could have wrote him a citation. That was it. It's a misdemeanor. It wasn't arrestable. It wasn't like he robbed the fucking place. Which it wouldn't have been justified anyway, because it wouldn't have been justified how they killed him anyway, because basically, you know what I'm saying, that's excessive force. It's not like he had a gun on him or something like that. It's not like he was fighting the officers. He cooperated. All he did was ask, hey, you know, give me a minute, because he was probably having a panic attack. Then you have when we sleep in our own homes. We can't be safe in our own homes. Look at Breonna Taylor, for example, and Tatiana Jefferson, for example. We can't even be safe in our own home. We get killed in our own home. Not doing shit. Just, we can either be sleeping or playing a video game in our own home, and the police want to bust in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could be a misdemeanor warrant. We get shot. Look at Deontay Wright. I mean, what the fuck? And then the officer had this bullshit excuse. How in the fuck you? Wait a minute. When you telling me that you goddamn mistaked your fucking Glock for your fucking taser, that's bullshit. Okay? That's bullshit. Ain't no way in hell you could have mistaked that shit. We ain't finna sit up there. And why in the hell you gonna run up there and you just want to keep cuffing them and shit like that? Why couldn't you stand up there and talk to them? I mean, that's why we get upset about cops. Because you got cops when it comes down to black and brown people. Or let's just say people of color. They want to get aggressive. I done seen some white folks get more aggressive than shit. Done shot and killed up a lot of fucking people. But they end up walking in handcuffs. They managed to get them in there. They managed to get them there alive. After they done killed a whole bunch of people. There was a cop that got stabbed and shit like that. managed to handcuff him and take him in, not kill him. And it, both times, white dudes. Now, but these motherfuckers, they out there, they more prone to kill cops. They'll even tell you they'll kill cops. And you even seen it in January the 6th. They didn't give a fuck who about the police. They beat the shit out of them. And I get tired of people every time they talk this shit. If you just comply, motherfucker, ain't damn one of y'all complied January the 6th and any other goddamn times. I done seen it many times when white folks done gave the cops problems. So don't start that, oh, if you just comply. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Because that's a bunch of bullshit. No, you just want to have an excuse and say, excuse it for taking somebody's life. Oh, well, they would, if it would have just went along. I mean, come on. That's bullshit. And the sad part about it is you have people who don't want to talk about it. They want to brush it to the side like it don't matter. Like, oh, we always talking about how, hey, when an unarmed black or brown person gets killed, we want to talk about, oh, well, let's look at their record. Or not even just an unarmed black and brown person. Because let's talk about Kenosha. Let's talk about Kenosha. Jacob Blake got shot. First thing didn't come out, his record. Okay. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse sat out there and shot 3 people, killed 2. Wounded a 3rd, right? What they want to come out? Oh, one of the guys had a record. So that gave him a right to kill those 2, to shoot those 3 people. Oh, he's such a good kid. No, he's a white supremacist asshole coward. That's what the fuck he is. He's not a fucking hero. And fuck anybody who thinks that. Now, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to tell you just like this. Being black, you get upset. And people can call me an angry black man all they want to. Which I don't really fucking care. You can call me any, because I'm that motherfucker. I'll be that motherfucker. But you get tired. You get tired of being racially profiled. You get tired. Now, wouldn't you be angry if you can't go about your daily life without somebody hassling you about some bullshit? I mean, misdemeanors. Maybe your tag expired. Well, a lot of people couldn't renew their tags or their licenses since this pandemic because a lot of the buildings where you do it at has been shut down. So it makes it harder for people to do a lot of shit, especially during a pandemic. It does. Believe it or not, it makes it hard when everything's shut down and you're not working. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their incomes, lost their houses, cars, their livelihoods. People have been trying to get back on their feet. So, come on, what was the whole fucking problem? And I always say that, when I look at people. I say, when I hear these people who come up there, when you have Fucker Carson, Tommy Lauren, Candace Owens, cooning ass, and that other fool, and Ben Shapiro, and Charlie Kirk, and Steven Crowder, these dumb motherfuckers who don't know shit. They couldn't tell their asshole from their cake hole. But everybody's sitting up there listening to them. They always got a platform. Alex Jones is another one. That useless piece of shit. Each one of them a piece of shit. And everybody listening to them because they got a platform. All all these stupid motherfuckers, and they want to make everybody else look bad and start this liberal bullshit. Talking about, oh, it's the liberals, oh, the Democrats, and all this other shit. It can't be about people actually give a fuck. Anything that people actually give a fuck about, like say, hey, let's sit up here and let's not put kids in cages. Let's do something for the immigrants because they're coming over here. It must be a problem. So we got to do something to fix it. People are losing jobs. So we need to do something in order to help them supplement their income so they can pay for shit. I mean, it's just being real. I mean, it's all kind of shit. And these fools come and they talk about, well, look at then they start, which I said, it pisses me off because they want to talk about how much they care about cops and how upset they are because Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts, on all 3 charges. Oh my God, now we can be safe tonight. We ain't got to worry about people rioting. What? Okay, the only ones, now, they don't have no right to say nothing about somebody rioting, okay? I'm going to say it just like this. They ain't got no right to say nothing about nobody rioting, especially after they've been promoting shit that led up to that fucking insurrection at the Capitol on January the 6th. So they ain't got shit to say. And as far as anything, no, they don't want to show how during the protest there were police officers out there who were actually sitting up there and provoking protesters to try to do something. Who was actually antagonizing protesters. They don't say nothing about that. They never said anything. And then you had that brother who did a good job. I don't know what his name was, but he did a good job. It was a CNN reporter out there, and she was reporting, she was showing everybody except the police. He was showing all this other stuff, but wasn't showing the police what the police was doing to people out there. How the cops out there was antagonizing people. They didn't show that. Now, I know people gonna sit up here and say, who listen to this, there gonna be some people who listen to this and shit, they're gonna say, you anti-police. No, I'm not. I'm not anti-police, okay? I'm not anti-police. I don't hate police. I think police, we need police. But we need police to act like police. And what I mean is, act like a police who sit up there and who serve the community, who sit up there who only use force if it's necessary, who believe in de-escalating the situation, not escalating it. I mean, that's second lieutenant, that Army second lieutenant, his name escapes me. Karazar, whatever. Yeah, second lieutenant, hey, I forget the name because it's getting so many names that you start forgetting the names. You get to the point where you start forgetting these names. And I know how everybody say their name. Well, you know what? I'm tired of saying their name. I'm tired of having to remember when an unarmed black person got shot down by a police officer. I'm getting tired of trying to remember when a black person, an unarmed black or brown person got killed, or a person of color that got killed unarmed by some police officer who felt like they had the right to take their lives. I'm tired. It gets tiring. It gets to the point where your brain is so exhausted from remembering every name and what happened to them. It gets tiring because it shouldn't be like that. And then you have to worry about yourself, and you have to worry about your family. You have to worry about, because you're wondering what gonna happen if they run up on some damn cop who feel like they want to just lay hands on them for no fucking reason. I mean, that's bullshit. And what's even more bullshit is the ones who justify that shit. What kind of bullshit that is? You know what? They always talk this shit about how blue lives matter, but they don't. January 6th showed what they really think about blue lives. And that cop that said something when that young girl was shot, they shot that girl, shot and killed that girl who had the knife. He yelled at them people, blue lives matter. What kind of bullshit that is? Dude, 16-year-old child just got shot down in the street. You should be saying, hey, you know what? You should be calming the crowd. And that same one that sat up there and yelled, blue lives matter, that'll be the same one that sat up there and be done killed another child or unarmed person of color next fucking week. The chief, and I think it happened in Virginia with the Army second lieutenant. I mean, I'll tell you just like this. I like how he dealt with it. Let me look up his name. I want to look up his name. I want to look up his name because to me, that what he did the right thing. He didn't go after the police officers. He didn't go after, he didn't go after the police department. Let me tell you what he did. He went after the police officers themselves. He went after them. He went after them. He went after the cops themselves. He went after the cops themselves. I gotta say his name. I gotta say his name. Let me say something. What was his name? I gotta see his name. Karan Nazario. There you go. I gotta say his name. Karan Nazario, second lieutenant, U.S. Army. He didn't go after the city. He didn't go after the police department. He went after the police. He went after the actual two officers. And that's one thing I've been saying to people. I said, you know what? Stop suing the city. Stop getting a settlement from the fucking city. Stop that shit. You wanna slow down police brutality? Stop that shit. And I've been saying this shit for a long time. Don't get no settlement from the city. Don't go after the police department. You go after the police officers themselves. You sue their asses. Now I guarantee you, when you start suing those police officers themselves individually instead of suing the police department, that shit with this brutality will calm down. Because when you slap that lawsuit on them, that's it. Slap that lawsuit on them. Press them charges. Go after them. You might not get the criminal suit, but you'll get the civil suit. Because it's time that you start going after the ones who commit the crime. When you start going after these people, that's when they're going to leave you alone. When you start suing their ass and saying, hey, you know what, you want to harass me? Okay, guess what? I'm going to sue you. I'm going to get in your pockets. I'm not getting in the city pockets. I'm not getting in the police department pockets. I'm getting in your pockets. That's how you start ending that shit. Now, I know people will say, man, that's fucked up. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because let me tell you something. See, every time you go after this, and this is another thing I want to touch on right now, touch on real quick, right? Okay, when you go after the city, you go after the police department, it don't stop. It don't stop. Because the cop end up back on the force. Either they get fired from one police department and go to another, or they get put back on the goddamn force. So if you want to cut that shit down and you want to get them, go after them directly. File a lawsuit against them directly. That's what you do. See? And that's the craziest thing. We had another black man. I mean, it was just like a fire squad. He got shot in the back, in the back of the head. One of the bullets hit him in the back of the head. I can only imagine how many bullets were being shot in that damn car. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. When a cop is sitting out there, and I'll say this, and before anybody start with this bullshit about, okay, you know, well, you know what, their job is dangerous. Let me tell you something. I don't want somebody on the force that their first instinct is to pull a gun. I don't want them like that. If they feel like they first go-to is to pull a damn gun instead of de-escalate, that's the worst person. That's the most dangerous person you got on the force right there. That's the biggest liability you got on the force. And if you have that sucker on there, let me tell you something. That's going to be the biggest liability. And the biggest danger to the public. And besides, and all these other people, you know, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised at what's going on, what's been going on. I'm not shocked or surprised. Because when you have people who, you have a system, and people say, well, there ain't no racism, goddamn lies, racism every fucking day in this country. It goes on, whether systematic, physical, or mental. It goes on. So when you say it don't go on, that's a bunch of bullshit. Now, like I said, you know, that's the only way things gonna get straightened out. As far as the police. Another thing that's gonna straighten things out in this country is when we start voting people up there. We got a president up there now that, hey, the man ready to work. We got a president and a vice president who came in to work. That man and that lady came in to work. They came in ready to work, trying to get this country back on track. And you got too many motherfuckers who want to sit up there and they want to say, oh, well, I don't like that. I don't like that Trump didn't get it. You know what? Trump, damn near, he cost over 500,000 lives. He sat up there, promoted racism. He promoted all kind of bigotry and shit. And the motherfucker he wouldn't even piss on you if he was on fire, but they love Trump because why? You know what? Because they hate everybody else. So they have to love Trump. That's why I said, people are talking about coming together with them. Hell no. In my eyes, I'm not coming together with them. I don't want to come together with them. I don't want them in my goddamn face. My concern are the people out there who really need help. Like the people who lost their jobs and stuff due to this COVID thing. The people who need help because they lost their jobs, they lost their houses, cars. They can't pay their bills. They can't feed themselves. Those are my concerns. Fuck the rest of them. That's how I look at it. Fuck the rest of them. Because they ain't shit. If they ain't smart enough to have enough damn sense to know who's for them and who's against them, if they don't want to acknowledge it, and they want to keep on hating every fucking body who have nothing to do with their fucking situation, let them keep on doing it. That's how I look at them. I don't feel no sympathy for them. I don't feel sorry for them. You want to be a hateful bastard? You want to be a hateful son of a bitch? Stay that way. I will not cry no tears for your ass. And I will say that shit. I don't give a fuck who get mad. Because there's too many people doing that shit. There's too many goddamn times. Too many people done got hurt. Their families sitting up here now who done lost loved ones behind this shit. And these motherfuckers want to sit up there and they want to keep on with the same bullshit. We ain't got time for it. That's why I said, fuck them and fuck the horse they rid in on. Every one of them damn Trump supporters, fuck them and the horse they rid in on. Now, before I go, got another thing I want to say. It's tough. These are tough times right now. And everybody need to do their part. Like me, part of what I did was I went and got my COVID vaccine. I got my first one April the 2nd. Okay, April the 30th, which is this coming Friday, I'm going to get my second. I went and got the Moderna vaccine as soon as they opened it up at the VA. I went and got my vaccination. Because why? If we're ever going to get through this pandemic, we're going to have to get vaccinated. We're going to have to wear our mask. Am I still going to wear my mask after I get vaccinated? Yes, I will. I will wear my mask until the doctors say that you don't have to wear it anymore. We don't have to wear it anymore. We're all clear. When they give the all clear, that's when I'll stop wearing my mask when I walk inside a place, out in public. When they give the all clear. So, get vaccinated. It's nothing, better. I feel better about myself. I can't wait to get the second shot. I can't. Because I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this since this pandemic started. I've been waiting for a vaccine. Because there have been too many lives lost. And we can't stand to be reckless no more. So you get out there and get that. And for the rest of y'all who want to sit over there and go inside these places without your mask on, and you want to give these other people a hard time because of your bullshit, you know what? Stay the fuck home. You're not exempt from wearing a mask in these places. If a business asks you to wear a mask when you come in there, you put the fucking mask on, or what you do, you can shop from home. Okay? You want to complain about your rights? You want to talk about your fucking rights? Well, let me tell you something. You don't have the right to get everybody else sick with your fucking germs. You don't have that right. You don't. I don't give a fuck who you think you is. You don't have the right. And your rights end where everybody else's rights begin. And these businesses, they have a right to refuse you service. If serving you or having you on the premises is going to cause a danger to themselves or their customers. So you remember that shit when you want to walk up there spouting the bullshit, coming up with these damn cards that you know the fucking doctors, because no fucking doctor would give you a fucking card saying that you don't have to wear a mask. Because when you go in a fucking hospital, guess what you have to do? You have to put a fucking mask on in certain places, like the ICU. Like when you go in the nursery, you have to wear a mask. So don't spout your bullshit because you want to sit up there and act like you're fucking God. You're not God. You're not better than anybody else. You can wear your fucking mask just like everybody else. You are not special. And another thing about you anti-vaxxers, take your fucking ass and get vaccinated. You don't have to get the Johnson & Johnson shot. They have the Moderna and the Pfizer shots out there. You could get those. It's about being responsible. You want to bitch about your rights? Okay. With those rights come responsibility. And if you're not responsible enough to respect the rights of everybody else, then you don't deserve those rights. And as far as the people who get out there and work and who have to deal with that every day, you know what? You have my deepest respect. My heart goes out to you, every one of you first responders. I mean, every one of you frontline workers who have to deal with these stupid anti-mask dumb son of a bitches. You have my deepest gratitude because you're working through something and you having to deal with these fucking people who act like fucking children, who act like they ain't got no fucking sense. And you don't get paid enough for that shit. You don't get paid enough for that shit. That's why, like I said, you deserve to get paid more because you putting up with a whole lot of shit that you shouldn't have to put up with. And so, you know, you have my deepest gratitude and respect because y'all are doing a hard job right now and you're trying to keep things going and you're trying to help do your part to get us back to where we need to be in this country. And I appreciate you. I'm one of, I think it's safe to say that I'm one of, I'm sure many who really appreciate you and the work that you do and how all of you are doing your jobs and you're trying to keep everybody safe. We appreciate you know, and keep up the good work. You know, you got one supporter right here, and I support any raise to your salary that comes up. Well, like I said, I done went past my time. I done went way past my time, you know. But like I said, I tell it to you straight. I tell it to your face, and I don't articulate. You know what I'm saying? I might be rude, I might be crude, but I damn sure ain't no prude. So, until next time, I hope y'all enjoy it and everything else. If you enjoyed this video, share. Like and share. You know what I'm saying? If you want to throw something in the tip jar, you can afford it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Whatever you can throw in, I appreciate it. Like I said, like and share. Subscribe. And encourage other people to subscribe. And if it's something that you want me to talk about, let me know. Let me know in the comments and stuff. Okay? So, well, till next time. All right. Y'all, one love. Much love to all of you. Much love and appreciation for y'all watching. And take care of yourselves and each other. And be safe out there.